here right now because we spent the majority of our life eating cooked food. But again, for me, it goes down to what the scriptures say. The scriptures say your diet can be, it says in Genesis 1:29 in the Bible, the food for man is the fruits and the seed-bearing fruits and the vegetables. You know, but it also says if we eat meat, there is a type of meat to eat, not meat, to eat and a type not to eat. Personally, I don't eat meat because I don't like the taste. There's only one day a year I eat meat, and that's when, you know, one time a year. But I know people that eat more often. You know, so you have to make sure what you're doing works for you and not get caught up with all the other things out there and everything else. I could tell you that, you know, when people start saying some crazy things and, you know, people are very, you know, brainwashed and other things. I mean, you know, people will make claims and say crazy things like, you know, oh, chocolate's okay and chocolate's healthy. It's one of the most toxic things you can put in your body, but all it takes is somebody with a little charisma to say something's good for you, and we believe it. You know, do what's working for you, and stop being fooled and brainwashed by the media, by the TV people, by all these other people and everything else. You don't have to spend a lot of money to stop eating at nighttime. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get up when we should be getting up and breathing and doing a small amount of exercise. And again, no matter how much you eat, no matter what you do in life, if you're not going to a job and doing a work that you love to do, you're not going to be as healthy as you can be. So all of these things are important. You know, one of the things I'm going to give you an exercise, and I don't tell a lot of people to do this, but it's something I play with myself and try to do, and it's not that easy. You know, we all have to be disciplined, right? And some people say, well, I'm not a disciplined person. We're all disciplined for what we love. You have to love being healthy more than you love the taste of junk food. You know, we all need to be disciplined in our things, but, you know, try this if you want to be joyful in life. Try to go the whole day without complaining. Try not to complain the whole day. I know there's many excuses and valid reasons to complain, but try not to. You talk about a challenge. It's amazing. So we see all these things that are happening, we realize, well, no wonder why, you know, even though we eat a good diet, we might not be doing as good as we can be doing. We add extra stress to our life that we don't need to be adding. Is there anyone here that wants to tell me anything about stress? You were going to remind me about something?
I was going to remind you, actually, to show us the ways to stay stressed.
Okay. The best ways I found to relieve stress, and this list you want to make as long as possible. I'm going to start you off, and I want you to write this list out as much as possible, as often as possible. The best way to reduce stress. Is everyone ready? Here, come here, come here. Come here. Stand right here for 1 second, if you don't mind. The best ways to relieve stress. The first best way to relieve stress is get my book. Trust me, that's going to relieve a lot of my stress. Really, because I got to go to the airport, and the less I have, the better. When you look like me at the airport, you want as little as possible. Okay, no, that's kidding. Okay, the best way I have found to relieve stress, seriously, is look at a baby. Without a doubt, it is the most stress-relieving thing. And my newborn, I walk with up, people can have the worst day. They can, you know, get in an accident, lose their job. They look at my baby, they just smile. I'm like, why didn't anyone ever look at me like that? But looking at a baby relieves so much stress. Right? See, you're all smiling, you know, and it just relieves so much stress. And so look at a baby more often, or it will relieve stress. That's one way. Now, the next best way I found to reduce stress is something that, if you've already found this to be true, you're going to be happy when I say it, and you're going to say, that's right. And if you haven't found it to be true, you're going to be, you know, confused. Okay. The next best way I found to relieve stress, it actually used to stress me out. Oh, there's a baby. The next best way to relieve stress is listen to classical music. Listen to classical music. I mean, I used to get stressed out because I never knew when the song was going to end. It always sounded like it was going to end, and then it came on again. But now I just listen to it, and it relaxes my stress so much. I love classical music now. It's just so relaxing. Who found that out to be true as well?
Yeah, hallelujah.
It's so relaxing. Okay. The next best way to relieve stress. Now, the women are going to understand this one. The men are going to not understand this one. But the next best way to relieve stress is going for a walk without having a destination. It's just going for a walk. No reason, just to go for a walk. See, the guys are like, well, I don't understand understand why you're going for a walk if you don't have anywhere to go. You know, but women are like, I'm just going for a walk for no reason. It just reduces stress. So I found that to be true, and men do it. It's just great to just go for a walk without having a destination. Matter of fact, when I really want to relax, what I'll do is I'll go for a walk, and on my iPod I'll listen to classical music. Sometimes it's too relaxing, and I'll wake up on the sidewalk with like a dog licking my face. I fall asleep while I'm walking. But we need to make sure we find ways to reduce stress. And then, the most popular way I have found to reduce stress today that will definitely help everyone. And again, if you've found this to be true, you're going to agree and definitely understand what I'm talking about. But if you haven't found this to be true, you're going to be, wonder, you get stressed out to see what we're all trying to figure out. Okay, I'm over here, everyone, not up there. Okay, the next best way to relieve stress is, I finally figured it out. I got rid of my PC and I got a Mac. I no longer have anti-noise. But that absolutely is the biggest thing. So we have to realize the stresses in our lives and eliminate them. Eliminate those things that are adding to the stress. So we all want to think of things that will help our own lives and ways for us. And the thing I do consistently and most often to relieve stress is to read the Bible. Before I go to sleep, when I get up and as often as I can, that relieves my stress. But we have to make our own personal list as long as possible and see what does it for each one of us. But when you're eating a high stimulant food, while you're driving, listening to rock music, having an upset conversation with somebody, while you're going to a job that you really don't want to go to, on a regular basis, this really isn't a stressful life. It's not really a life that's conducive to a healthy lifestyle. Understand? Okay, now everyone. Simple Paul says, please stand again. Great, you're all doing well so far. Simple Paul says that there are some things in this crazy backwards world we have to be aware of. For example, I think two of the most powerful medicines in this world is what I call a prug. It's a prayer and a hug. There's nothing that can make somebody feel better than a prayer and a hug. It's a prug. So, we have to think about how crazy and backward this world is. Because I could stand in just about any street corner in a popular area with a gun and say, freeze, don't move, and people will stand still. But if I try to hug a stranger, people run away from me. Something is backwards there. I could stand in any corner in any major popular city, selling pornography, and the police won't bother me, but if I stand in that corner praying, they'll arrest me. Something is seriously backwards. By the way, if you're ever in New York City and you want to get a seat in the subway, you don't ask anyone to get up for you. Here's what you do, you start hugging some strangers. Not only do you get your own seat, sometimes you get your own subway car. Sometimes you get a special seat in the back of a police car. But that's how backwards and crazy this world is. And by the way, I must admit, I used to be known as the massive hugger and love to hug everyone, but now I'm all out of hugs. So definitely you could find somebody else in the room to hug. But don't hug jack me. I told my wife, I'm not going to hug anybody. No one's going to hug me. She's going to be the only one to hug until I get back. Yes. And I said it with enthusiasm. But you guys, hugs are powerful, so you can find somebody you know and hug them, not a stranger. Okay. All right, so now here it is. With a big smile on your face and as much enthusiasm as you can stir up. Now understanding what the Daylight Guide is all about. Now understanding what the health formula is. Now understanding what joy is all about. With a big smile on your face, everyone say, I can do it.
I can do it.
With even a bigger smile and more enthusiasm, look at the person next to you and say, you can do it.
You can do it.
With even more enthusiasm and a bigger smile, look at the person on the other side of you and say, you will do it.
You will do it.
Now that person look back at that person and say, don't tell me what to do. You have every opportunity to make whatever you want to make happen and don't let anyone tell you different. Remember that. Now, the last time let somebody tell you different, Simple Paul says you may take your seats.